Hey everyone, how's it going? Let me talk to you for a second about cold air intakes, or the perception of cold air intakes, and how for the most part, most of them don't do anything. They actually hurt your car. I see it all too often where people put on cold air intakes that are just, the cheap eBay stuff, and they have the air filter under the hood. You absolutely defeated the purpose of everything with that. The air box takes air from inside the fender, between the inner fender and the outer fender, behind the headlight usually. That's a cooler air charge than from under the hood. I actually had one time when I was at the dealer, a Dodge Ram truck. The guy was complaining about the performance was terrible and the gas mileage was terrible. Got in the truck. It was a relatively new Hemi Ram 1500. I got in it, check engine light. I took it for a quick ride up the street. I'm like, yeah, it felt okay. Didn't feel like it should, but it felt okay. All right. So I got it in the shop. Pop open the hood. There it is, cold air intake. And this one had the air filter really close to the right side of the motor, really close to the exhaust manifold. What was happening was it was sucking in hot exhaust air into the air intake system. The air intake when the motor was hot and the hood was closed, I could actually watch the air intake temperature go up to 300 and something degrees. I forgot what it was. So I told him I'm not going any further on this because this is not warranty. Put the factory air cleaner back on it, and then I'll diagnose what's wrong with it. And the guy swore up and down, it's not the air cleaner, it's not the air cleaner. Guess who never came back? Because that was the problem. Anyway, there's other issues too. And I got the Chevy Cobalt here. Nice little car. It's a stick shift. This actually has a real cold air intake. It goes down inside and pulls air from the original location where the original air filter pulled air. But there's a problem here. And let me explain it. Let's go and start this up. Car's a manual. Probably a fun little car to drive. Shut that off for a second. Oh, battery's dead now. Problem is, this thing came into me with the engine locked up solid. He hit some standing water going down the road. And guess what happened? It sucked the water up through the air intake. Guess what he needs now? An engine. Cold air intakes, for the most part, are never worth it. You're not driving a race car. You don't have a car with 1,000 horsepower. You don't even have a car with 500 horsepower. If you have a Hellcat, if you have a Mustang, something like that, where you'll actually benefit from an engineered cold air intake, by all means do it. There are benefits to it. Most of the time, something like this, you'll never notice the difference. The only thing you're going to get is that going up the road. Like how I did that? Anyway, that's the only thing you're going to get is that noise. Most of the times, you hear performance. Most of the time. When they tell you, oh, you're going to get 10 extra horsepower. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to get anything. You're probably going to lose performance. The factory air filter setup is engineered to where you have that air intake going to the factory air box. You have the factory filter. The bottom of the box is usually like a baffle design. So you have air that enters, and if water got sucked up in there, it would actually get trapped. Hold on a second. Water would get trapped and usually drain back out. It's actually kind of rare for a factory air intake system to suck in air. I've seen people put them on the Dodge Ram Cummins engine ones, and the heavy duty ones, and they have a specific air box design where it actually has two snorkels in the fender well. And it's designed to switch from one to the other, and it does work. It's like that for a reason. And people put in these idiotic cold air things that draw temperature from under the hood. You just hurt your engine's performance. You also hurt gas mileage. So what happened here? How did this suck it up if it's going in the same location as the factory? Let me show you. Put it up in the air. So up in the air here, there's the air filter. Now, why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem mainly because This inner shield is broken, and the lower splash shield is non-existent. It's not here. So you hit a puddle, and the water will come like this straight up here, and now you have a vacuum cleaner sucking air directly into the motor. That's a problem. I've seen this more often than you can imagine. I see it quite often, actually. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen one, but a lot of times when I see somebody with a cold air intake and they went through water, guess what? Engine's done. So, yes, there are very good cold air intakes out there that actually do something, but you're spending money on it. Is it worth getting, 8 horsepower, 10 horsepower, and spending $750 on a cold air intake? Unless you have like a modified, let's say, Hellcat or something along those lines, there's no need for it. There really isn't. You're not going to notice any difference. On your daily driver car, you'll never notice a difference. Never. I've never known anybody that's ever put one on and said, man, that worked so good, I got to put it on all my other cars. Never ran into that. Like I said, when I have installed them, but I'll only install the good ones. And this one actually technically is a good one. This one, I'm not saying this one's a bad one, but the problem is, had this shield been in here, this probably would have never happened. So what do we do now? Do we get a shield for this and put on there? That's going to be my recommendation. I'm putting a motor in it now. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that information. I feel it's pretty necessary. Really shouldn't be, but I feel it's necessary. Just be mindful, just be careful. You can cause severe damage to your vehicle if you're not careful. Cold air intakes, not worth it in my opinion. Unless you just like to hear noise. That's really it. All right, hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on this. Hope you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe too. Invite your friends. Share my videos. Go ahead. I welcome it. So, all right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.